Hey, back with another video for Dragon Champions. It's been an interesting week for the world, so hopefully everybody's staying safe. But a new patch came out, and just wanted to talk about a number of things that are new to the game. First, you're going to notice on the left side here, there's a new season. Last season we got Rin. This season you're looking at Zerra here. Battle Pass very similarly set up as last time. I have not bought the Premium Pass. For those of you not aware, you're given a series of quests. Every day you're going to get a set of quests and get points, season points towards an overall goal. Every week a new set of quests are released. So for example here, spend 5,600 energy, you're gonna get 150 points, and so on. I'm very close to completing another one here. I've already completed 2 of them, and what you get based on your rewards, if you complete everything, you're pretty much gonna unlock Zerra. If you bought the premium pack, you'll get another 100 shards, which I believe gives you at least 1 more star up on the character and a whole whack load of pretty awesome runes, gear. You're gonna be able to gear her up quite nicely. Premium pass, if you're looking at, for myself in Canadian dollars, is 15 bucks. It's not bad if you want to play a game and you're committed to a game for a while and you want to get a bit of an edge, but for most people maybe not. Orcs themselves may become the new meta, and I'll get to that in a second. So that's the Blade season. The patch also released a different event that, although on their homepage they were talking about getting Rin shards, they probably thought second of that, and instead we're going to get Freezard. So for those of you that did not take advantage of buying Freezard when you first enter the game for, I think it was $5, you got a 4-star Freezard. Now there's an event that you can get his character shards 4 ways. So we'll start from the right. First is daily login. So this has been a couple days already. First day you log in, you'll get 1, and pretty much all the way for the whole month. So for 30 days, you can get 30 Freezard shards, which should be enough for beginners to unlock if they don't buy him. Next is spending energy. I've already spent quite a bit of energy, as I do every day, and again, single shards as you progress. Probably most that play the game every day are going to get all of these. You can see they double up actually around stage 15. Next is spending premium currency, the Dra coins. For those of you like myself that are on the monthly subscription, we get 200 coins a day. It's very easy for me to spend 200 coins a day, sometimes more, based on energy refreshes. As I'm trying to gear up, I do spend a few coins, whatever I do have, on some gear that's cheap, not the 1,000 coin gears. That's a big use of coins. But you can see this progressively goes every 2 shards up. That's gonna help you immensely if you are still trying to build your Freezard up. Lastly, if you buy coins, which I really don't other than the subscription, you are going to get a boatload of Freezard shards. So all in all, you get 330 shards, which does give you a 7-star Freezard. Why Freezard? He is one of the better characters in the game. Let's just do a quick review of him. He is a human fighter mage. Dragon Slayer is also a nice little title here, because there are Dragon Slayer specific events, tournaments, and there's not too many of them. If you're looking at his ability kit here, Frozen Arrow, maxed out, deals 230%, 75% chance to inflict slow. That's good. His second, dealing 220% magic damage to 3 enemies, so it's not quite a full AoE, but 50% to inflict armor decrease for 2 turns. That is huge as well. So you have 2 debuffs, one as slow, one as armor decrease. Third is probably his most powerful, which is his AoE. Again, not that strong, 220%, but here's the thing you want: the 75% chance to decrease their turn meter by 25%. That is critical in arena, it's great in raids. Anytime you can slow the enemy down, you're going to want that. And lastly, he also has a natural passive, which is a cheat death. So he survives a fatal blow and recovers 25% health, and any effects active on him are removed. So that's positive and negative. Added bonus if you're with a human team, if Snorri is on the team, he also gets that buff. So with a lot of debuffs as part of his skill set, I've chosen to rune him up for potency. I'm still obviously using a few green or uncommon runes. I do have a few of the epic runes in here, but again, Northeast rune pumped on speed, Northwest is potency, and South you want to focus on crit chance. Ideally your subset stats here, in this case I've got damage, armor, health. You know, a lot of high-end players want to pick up anything with speed. All of the runes, if they've got a little bit of a secondary skill of speed, you want to pick that up. My Freezard decent at 199 speed, as you can see in the stats here. Just going deeper into the stats, his potency is at 65.54%. For you theory crafting nerds out there, believe the number is 78% or something like 78.82%. That is your absolute target to almost guarantee you landing all of your debuffs and things like that. So these are critical for raids. If you're trying to solo certain raids and you're trying to control characters from taking turns or getting them to some sort of stun lock, these are things that you're looking for when it comes to potency, which is why I have him roomed up that way. So lastly on this patch is kind of the more exciting thing and what I mentioned in terms of orc meta. Currently we're still in Soleus, and if you have seen my previous video of me unlocking Soleus, you'll know how to get him. But scroll all the way here, and here we go, the Curse of Mor'Doom. Pretty exciting for myself, as I've got some nice orcs. But here's what you need to know for Mor'Doom. If you want a 7-star Mor'Doom, which I believe I will not be able to get this time around, you have to have an all-human team. They have to be 7 stars. Recommended level is pretty much maxed out on abilities, runes, gear level, all of that. So just a quick rundown on humans. I have favorited a few that I need to build up. You can see my human team, okay, and I'm hoping I can get a 6-star Mor'Doom, but I would imagine you're going to have some setup that has to include Soleus, Freezard, and Little Baddie, and then 2 of either Snorri, Eric Shieldbreaker, or Cruel. You can see I have Cruel, but haven't really done anything with her level 1. It's way too late for me to try to get her to 6 stars. So personally, because Snorri's already at 7 and Shieldbreaker is at 5, but I'm sure if I grind them out, I'll be able to get them to 6. That's going to be my team right there: Soleus, Freezard, Snorri, Little Baddie, and Shieldbreaker. So just a quick review of these 3 characters for you and why I think they're going to be effective. So Snorri, I talked about his synergies with Freezard before. His passive gains 30% magic and 30% tenacity when not in Berserk Stance. If Freezard's on the battlefield, he receives the same buff. Now the problem is he's almost always going to be in Berserk Stance, because when he does activate this skill, he gains 50% of his turn meter, removes 3 debuffs, and then while he's in that stance, gains 25 crit and 40 speed. That is massive. This effect cannot be prevented or removed. If you want to use it again, it'll cancel Berserk Stance. You'll probably want to do that if he starts getting debuffs on him and you need to remove the 3 debuffs, up to 3 debuffs. So he gets to go quickly, even with his speed. His main move that everybody uses in Arena is his AoE. It deals 220% physical damage to all enemies, but the more important thing is he inflicts bleed for 2 turns. Lots of people in Arena are combining Snorri, just back out for a second here, Snorri with Revel because of his bleed abilities. He himself inflicts bleed, but this Eviscerate is pretty cool. Deals 400% physical damage if the target's bleeding, recovers 75% of his turn meter. So you pair Snorri up with Revel and you're just going to be cycling back and forth with able to burst damage them down in Arena. So Snorri, his axe attack also, we call it Battle Leap. That's his basic 50% chance to gain an accuracy increase for 2 turns. So overall, okay. His main drawback that I found playing with him is he's very squishy, meaning his health is low comparatively. So he does get his cheat death if Freezard's in the party, but you're gonna know that he's kind of an AoE guy, and you want to protect with taunts from your tank. How I've ruined him up is focusing on damage and crit chance, so that when he does get his AoE off, he's doing maximum damage. Similar to most setups, you want speed in the northeast. In the northwest, I have damage percentage, and in the south, I've got crit damage. So again, I don't have the greatest of runes on him because I focused a lot of my runes on orcs. Probably when the Mor'Doom event happens, I'll re-rune guys off of my orcs onto him. But I use my orcs a lot in Tower and Arena, so right now I'm not permanently moving the runes yet. Moving to Little Baddie. Little Baddie, you can only get her shards through achievements on events. So I'll give you an example of this. So current event is Battle Time, and each stage since from stage 4, you're getting 1 shard. And then 2 in stage 9 and 3 in stage 10. So every week a few of these events happen, and you're gonna get Little Baddie shards slowly. So what is this in stations? 3 plus 2 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. So you can get 10 every event. See, investment time was similarly, so 10, 20. So probably if it's 20, it might be even 30 a week. You'll unlock her in the first week, and then your slow grind building her to 7 stars. So I already have her at 6 stars. I'm still 64 shards away. That's going to take me at least 2.5 weeks. It's not going to be enough time for me to prep for the Mor'Doom event to 7 stars. But her ability kit is awesome, and not a lot of people use her because they don't have her at 7 stars. But let's take a look here. Her basic is probably maybe one of her better moves, deals 180% physical damage. That's whatever, but it's the 80% chance to decrease the turn meter by 25%. Again, I mentioned before with turn meter reduction, critical and raids, if you want to survive longer and deal more damage, and hence get better rewards as you rank within your guild, but also arena, if you're preventing people from taking turns, you are taking more turns and probably better chance of winning. Her shield throw deals 260% to an enemy, also attacks 2 random enemies for about half that physical damage. Dealing damage with this ability removes a buff, and she gains taunt. So it's kind of 3 separate things all rolled up in one. So this is her taunt, is she does damage and taunts at the same time, which is a good benefit because you have a lot of tanks that don't attack and they just taunt up. Their ability Sunlight deals AoE damage 190%, which is not a lot, but the 30% chance to inflict blindness for 2 turns. If you fight in the raid, I think in the Soleus part of the raid, this is so annoying. Every time you think you are dealing damage to Soleus, she ends up landing a blind for 2 turns that you can't get rid of, and you're just a sitting duck. So again, awesome in raids and arena. And lastly, flawless defense or passive. She survives a fatal blow, so again a cheat death, and protects herself with a shield. Any effects, any active effects on her are removed, can be triggered once per battle. So just when you think you're killing her, she revives herself and puts a shield up, just forcing you to attack her. So this is, let me clarify, not forcing you to attack her because you want to have a taunt, but just if you want to get rid of her, it's just another annoyance. So really my hope for Mor'Doom, and why Mor'Doom, I'll take the last couple minutes here to do a quick look at Mor'Doom. If you are a fan of orcs and you're looking to add on, I do not have hard orc, but if you've got hard orc and now with Zerra and Mor'Doom, and maybe you make an arena team where you don't need the healer like Mortha, and you could probably replace Mor'Doom for Corcrim and hard orc for Mar. Now you've got, I think, probably the strongest faction team out there. His kit, 290% to an enemy, removes 2 buffs. This is awesome. He summons 2 henchmen with 50% health and 80% of his damage. 2, not just 1, but 2. Seems a little overpowered to me, but hey. The Curse does 480% magic damage to the enemy. That is massive to begin with. And just for fun, let's inflict all of these debuffs. Armor decrease, tenacity decrease, slow, damage decrease, pony decrease, and ability block for 3 turns. Are you kidding me? So any one of those would be painful enough, but that is incredible. And then the passive is gaining 10% tenacity and 10% potencies for each living demon in the party. So if you don't want to make an orc team and you want to make a demon team with Kyra and Venomate and all those others, he's awesome. So look to unlock him. That's all I had for this video. Again, you've got your chance to unlock Freezard, you've got a chance to unlock Zerra, and you want to build up a human team to unlock Mor'Doom. If you like this video, please give me a like button, and a subscribe would be awesome. I'll see you next time with another video. Thanks.